Hi. It's been a minute since I've uploaded. I've had a lot to think about, and some of that is going to affect the future of this channel. I'll have an update at the end of this video just explaining the situation, so stick around for that if you give a shit. But the main thing that we're doing today is a room tour. This is long overdue, because last time I actually showed you around this room would have been about 3 years ago, so a lot has changed. So without further ado, welcome to the Nintendo James 2022 room tour. There it is. Starting at the back of the door here, we have this nice Breath of the Wild poster. If you've seen my 2019 room tour, you'll notice that a lot of the posters that I had then, I don't have now. I did decide to keep this one because I love the artwork and it's one of my favorite games ever. Above the door here, we have these Pac-Man coasters. I really love that look. And then this is immediately one of the biggest changes to the entire room. Over the past few years, my DVD collection has grown a lot, to the point that it literally fills this entire shelf now. This used to be primarily the game shelf, and there was one shelf of DVDs at the bottom, and now the entire thing is just DVDs. Jesus Christ. I do have the Bayonetta movie though, that I still have not seen. I got Detective Pikachu, and then down here I got some of the Pokemon anime movies. Then up at the top we have the majority of my Amiibo collection. These are all Smash Bros. Ones, and then we got the Detective Pikachu one back there as well. There's more on top of the Smash Ultimate Limited Edition box as well there. I do think the old display that I had with the foam pillars looked cooler, but it just really wasn't practical and they always fell over. So this is what I've done now, and I think it looks fine. Coming around this way, we have the door to the bathroom, which has this Baby Driver poster on it. I found a bunch of minimalist movie posters on Redbubble. I know Redbubble isn't the best place, and it's kind of a cesspool of stolen art and stuff. But I really like this poster, and now I have a bunch of these kind of minimalist movie posters around my room, which I think is really cool. And then above the door here, we have my trumpet, which is now mounted on the wall, which I think looks amazing. I really love that. And down here is where I keep my tripod the majority of the time when I'm not using it, because it's just kind of tucked out of the way. Around here, we have a mirror. And then I had to buy more shelves for DVDs, because obviously this filled up entirely. First of all, on top though, that's my old mic that I used for the series and stuff. My glasses, I normally keep my jewelry on here when I'm not wearing it. And we have my beautiful Majora's Mask statue, which is one of the coolest things that I own. But yeah, then on these shelves, my DVD collection just kind of expands over here, and we got some TV box sets as well. This was a GameCube box, which is honestly so cool that I own an original GameCube box. My tortoise is just chilling here, he's just vibing. And then we have a film book that my friend Mia got me, because I don't know if you can tell, but I really fucking love film. Wardrobe. There's nothing interesting here other than the Nathan 709 socks and the J. Matthew bucket hat. And then down here we have this Zelda bag, and we have this Game Boy Color bag that I got from Nintendo New York. Unfortunately, it's kind of falling apart now though, so I don't really use it all that much. And we have these two laptops here. This bottom one is completely broken, and this one only works when it's plugged in and it can't save anything. But unfortunately, this is the laptop I have to stream from, because my Elgato doesn't work with Mac. So it's usable, it's just not completely ideal. This is my bed. How exciting. It has a nice blanket my aunt knitted for me on it, and it has a Splatoon pillow that I also got at Nintendo New York. Around this side of the wardrobe we have a Whiplash poster here, that's one of my favorite movies, and then we have this Last of Us poster up here that I got straight after I beat the game for the first time. I played through the entire thing over the course of 3 days. I did basically nothing else And by the end of that, I was like, okay, this is one of my favorite games now. I need to get a poster of this. So I did. And then up here we have Captain America's shield, which has led a lot of people to think that I'm way more into the MCU than I actually am. I have a Boomerang, a Cornetto trilogy poster. This is like a family inside joke. And then this is a painting of Kermit shooting confetti out of a gun that my friend Molly painted for me for my 16th birthday. This then leads us on to the big old wall of music sheets. It's getting a bit scuffed up now, but I mean, as a whole, I think this still looks really, really cool. I have this nice framed Bayonetta art print because I wanted some more Bayonetta stuff in my room, and I looked online to find kind of fan posters and stuff, and this was the one that I liked the most. And then next to that, I have this framed Scott Pilgrim vs. the World poster, which is my favorite movie of all time. Nothing will ever surpass it. I have the official poster for this one because I didn't get any of my fan-made ones until after I got this one anyway, and the official poster is actually, I think, better than most of the fan-made ones. I love this design. At the end of my bed, we have where my tortoise is supposed to live, but really he just finds random corners in my room and stays there. There's nothing really interesting on here. I got a lamp, fun. I got a Mighty Boosh patch that I still need to sew on my jacket, and then I've got a little MP3 player called Craig. Above that though, we have my electric guitar mounted on the wall. It's missing a string though. And then next to that is my desk. How fun. We got this nice green chair. I genuinely don't know why this Hawaiian shirt is here. I just put it there months ago and I've never taken it off. Underneath the desk, we just got some random books, including some Zelda and Pokemon manga. That's the subwoofer for my speakers. There's a bugle for some reason. And then up on top, the first thing you'll probably see is my MacBook. This is new. I got this as my big present for my 18th birthday. For anyone wondering, it is a 2020 MacBook Pro. It's got the touch bar, which is so cool. It's a massive, massive step up from what I was using before, and changing to a Mac was honestly such a good decision for me personally because I do a lot of music composition and stuff, and music stuff is so much better on Macs. And then also because this laptop can actually save stuff, I can actually edit on here as well, which is amazing and such a step up from editing on my phone like I've done the entirety of my channel up until this point. And then down here we have my Alesis V49 MIDI keyboard. I know some people think the keys feel too stiff on the Alesis keyboards, but honestly I think it feels fine. I got these two speakers either side of my MacBook, and then I also got these headphones here, which are this brand name that I can't pronounce, but they cost me £25, which is way too little for how good these things actually are. I mean, I'm not complaining. The little clay Deku mask I made back in school, which I used to stand up somewhere else, but it, like, the leaves broke off, so I just lay it down now. Over here we have these little Bayonetta gun charms. That's Scarborough Fair from the first game, Lover's Blue from the second game. What I eventually want to do is make these into pin badges so I can put them like on my jacket or something. But these are sick as fuck. These are so cool. There's a lot of other random stuff over here that I won't really go through all of it, although that's me and Owen, my spinal cord, at Thorpe Park in like year 8. Up at the top we got some pretty cool stuff. We got the Yarn Yoshi amiibo, we got this Zelda rupee lamp, we got Cloud amiibo, we got some Splatoon, Shovel Knight, there's another Splatoon one up there. Oh, there's the Pikmin right there as well. And we have my Switch box, and then Owen gave me his Switch Lite box because he knows I like to collect stuff like that. And then back here we got my Switch speaker that I made in school. It works fully as a speaker, which is pretty cool. And then up here we have this Inglourious Bastards poster, which is my favorite Tarantino movie. And then we have a Pulp Fiction poster down there. Also, of course, we still have the Shrek-mobile out on display. And we have a ukulele right here. That's a bin. And then up on the windowsill, we just have this model ship, and then an aloe and a cactus. I want to get more plants in my room, actually. I really like having plants in here. These two don't have pots yet though, so they're just sitting in ashtrays right now. Over this way we have my gaming magazine collection. These ones here are official Nintendo magazine, and then all along here these are Games Master, which both of these publications shut down now, which is a shame because I really used to love getting gaming magazines back in the day. Above that I have my calendar for this year, which is themed after Breath of the Wild. Next to that is a Get Out poster, and then next to that is the old like 2017 Pokemon calendar that I just have the middle page out. I'd like to replace that with something because I don't really like the design all that much, but I haven't had a calendar since that's had a middle page like that. Really, it's only there so it looks balanced. Down here we have my Ditto plush that I got at Comic-Con back in the day, and then up here we have my Arcade Space Invaders poster.
here is my vegetable pile.
Up on this windowsill, just like the other one, we have a model ship, and this time we have a ficus that actually has a pot this time, and I keep this little glass here so I can water them easily. I keep my Wii U gamepad down there just because I don't really have space in the setup to fit it in. But this is kind of where we get into the gaming section. Starting down here, this box is where I keep all my controllers in there, and then the wires are just kind of shoved back there. I really do need to figure out a better system to keep these in because they just get tangled up all the time. Controllers is not so bad because I can wrap the wires around the controls themselves, but like, there's so many wires back here that just get messed up all the time, and I need to figure that out. Above that, we have this Fight Club poster right here, which is one of my favorite movies. And then above that, we have this Zelda poster, which I think is the 25th anniversary artwork, I believe. This then goes onto my glass case that has the majority of my collection in. I don't really have any like plushies out, or a lot of the boxes that I had out before, they're not out now. I do still have them, but just not on display. So this is the majority of my collectibles that I still have out. On the top shelf, we got some pretty cool stuff. This is a limited edition for the original Mario Kart 8 on Wii U. That's an Ash I got at Comic-Con. That's a Mario like bobblehead I got at Camden. I got the Spiritual Stones from Zelda. I got these. There's like some of these on every single shelf. Because we were in Scarborough and we were like right on the beachfront, and there were so many arcades, and we spent probably way too much on like the slot machines trying to get these. And I got the Smash Ultimate Steelbook back there as well. Coming down onto the next shelf, we have the Ocarina of Time right there. This Link figure, that's probably one of my favorite figures. I got it at a GameStop in Germany. A Pokemon card signed by Berkey Batobi, who most of my subscribers came over from. That's the limited edition Hyrule Warriors Legends Compass right there. We got some Pez, we got all this random stuff. Down on the next shelf here, we have these Mario Maker 30th anniversary pins. That was a pre-order bonus from Game, I think. We got the Mario Maker 2 Steelbook, the Pokemon Ultra Sun Steelbook. That's actually a memory stick right there. And then we got Bonnie from FNAF. And then finally on the bottom shelf, we got a lot of Minecraft stuff. We got the Mario Maker art book, the Mario Maker 2 pencil. We got all my Pokemon cards here as well. And then next to this, we have my setup. We'll start with the chair actually. This is some gamer chair that I don't know the brand of, but it's really comfortable, it's fully adjustable, and it has a footrest. This is a huge step up from my beanbag that was basically just lying on the floor here before. So then you sit here, and you look at this. This is the same unit that I had before with the 6 different cubes for consoles, and then I just have the TV on top. The TV itself is actually new since last time. For anyone wondering, it's a Logic 32-inch Android Smart TV. Finding a 32-inch Smart TV was actually really difficult, and this one was £160, which is a deal. So I got Netflix and YouTube right on this thing. It also has 3 HDMIs for my systems and an AV, so it runs every single one of these systems perfectly, and I don't have to have the 2 TV setup that I had before. Also on the top of this unit, we have my King K. Rool amiibo because he's my Smash main. We have the sensor bar for the Wii U, and then we have the 8-bit Mario amiibo because that's just my favorite one. Back here are the remotes for the TV and then the DVD player. And then on the other side, we have my Elgato HD60, Dolphin Arena. I will never stop thanking you for this. And then in the setup itself, first of all, to the side, we have my DVD player right here that I don't really use anymore because I have the PS4, which can play DVDs, but I still keep it around because when I move out, I know that I probably will have this in a different room to the PS4. Going through the consoles, we have the NES right here, which works perfectly. I love it. It's so cool to actually own this thing. Then next to that, we have the Nintendo Switch, which is kind of breaking up the chronology, but I feel like it makes sense to have it here because I play it the most, and then also the whole docking, undocking from the TV, I just feel like it makes sense to have it directly underneath it. Next to that is the Super Nintendo. I live in the UK, so we have the Famicom design, which I actually way prefer to the US kind of purple looking one. And then down here we have the N64, which I got not that long ago actually. Next to that, the GameCube and the Wii U are sharing one cube here. The Wii U actually has like a bunch of Zelda stickers that I put on it back in the day. And then in the final cube we have my PS4 and the hard drive back there because holy shit, 500 gigabytes for PS4 games is actually nothing. Honestly, I think this setup looks really cool. I know the wires are a complete mess back there, and I would like to sort that out, but I don't really notice it when I'm playing games too much, so it's not really a huge issue. And then above the TV, we have this BioShock Plasmids poster up here that does not fit the frame, but we'll ignore that. BioShock is one of my favorite games of all time. I love it so much, and I particularly love that this poster is just like the propaganda that's actually around Rapture in the game. Down here we have my Master Sword, which is still my most viewed video, and that is upsetting. And then next to that is what is now the game shelf. This used to be just plushes and boxes and more collectibles, but now because my DVD collection expanded so much, and this has also expanded a lot as well, I had to make this into the game shelf. Up at the top we have my framed NES and Super Nintendo controllers. I love these things so much. And then down on the shelf itself, you'll notice this is set out a little bit weirdly. Most people will probably either organize their games by chronological order of systems, or they'll have the Nintendo consoles and then the PlayStation or whatever other systems they have. Mine is set out in a way so that I don't have to split one console's games between two shelves, basically. Like you see, the Switch and the Wii U there, they would overlap, so then I'd have to put some of the Switch games down onto the next shelf. And so to avoid doing that, I've just organized this in a way so that everything fits without that having to happen. And so because of that, the shelf starts with the 3DS, naturally. We have this Crash Bandicoot Funko Pop right here, and then that goes on to my Switch games, which I actually have quite a lot of now. I'm not really going to go into any specifics about which games I have, just because I do plan on making a game collection video where I'll do that anyway. Coming down to the next shelf here, we have all my Wii U games, then we have NES, SNES, and N64 games, which I don't really have many of, because they tend to be more expensive, and I tend to play them less, so it's kind of difficult to justify spending that much money on something I'm less likely to play. Also have a box copy of Star Wing there, or Star Fox, which I don't know why it's not called over here. Third shelf down, the Wii games get an entire shelf to themselves because this is my biggest game collection, which is weird because it's the one fucking main Nintendo system I don't own. But yeah, we got amazing games here like Wii Music and Wii Music and Wii Music and Wii Music, and we got my 3DS carrying case right there. Next shelf down we have my PS4 games, which this is kind of ridiculous because I got the system like 6 or 7 months ago, and this is already the size of my library for it. Honestly, getting a PS4 was one of the best decisions I've ever made. I've been loving so many of these games, and it also means I finally have a physical copy of Inside. We have a Tracer Funko Pop right there, and then my DS games, which I'm pretty sure I've only bought one since my last room tour. Next shelf down, we have all my GameCube games here. I'm so glad that I have as many GameCube games as I do, because they're really kind of pricey now, and GameCube is probably my second favorite Nintendo system. I love collecting the system, and I love playing the games. My little tiny bit of PS1 right here, I don't have much, and then the PS2 games are there. And then the final shelf down here, this is a lot of like special edition game boxes right here. We got my Mario cereal that I got actually in America because I didn't make it over here, and then we have the DK bongos right here, and even the box for them, which is really cool to own. And so that is the entire game shelf. I think it looks sick. I love collecting games. I'm really proud of my collection, and I just can't wait to grow it even more. And then just before we reach the door again, we have my framed Inside poster here. This was a poster from Etsy. There's not much Inside like fan art and stuff out there, so this is really cool to have, although the frame was packed so tightly into the box when it arrived that I fucking scuffed it up just opening it with scissors, which is annoying, but it's so cool to have a Inside poster right here. And then above that we have a Bayonetta clock. If you're a Bayonetta fan, you might recognize this as a bit of a play on words. Witch time. And so that just about does it. That's my room as of now, 2022. I think this is a huge upgrade from what I had before, and I also just think it's so awesome to be surrounded by all this stuff that I love. I fully believe that you are a product of your environment, and so being in an environment that is filled with these amazing things that are a part of me and things that I love, I think is amazing. If you're not sticking around for the update, then thank you so much for watching. Please consider liking and subscribing if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. But if you are staying for the update, it's gonna be right now. About a month ago, I put out a thread on Twitter explaining that I would be changing my content. I went a lot more in-depth on Twitter than I'm going to now because I do want to kind of keep this brief, but essentially what it boils down to is I'm not having fun making the Nintendo James series, basically. There's a multitude of different things that just make it feel like a chore and like I'm doing it out of obligation rather than I'm doing it because I want to. And so because of that, I've made the decision that the series is going to be ending a little earlier than originally planned. At the moment, I still plan to make episode 5 and have that as the finale of the whole show. That'll give me an opportunity to actually wrap everything up and give it a proper conclusion, because I've spent a lot of time working on this series, and I just feel like I owe it to myself to actually conclude it properly and give it an actual finish, so I have a complete thing that I've made. So obviously, if I'm not doing the show anymore, there's going to be different content on the channel. My goal with the new types of content is really just to bring back that feeling of YouTube being a hobby and something that I'm just doing because I want to and I enjoy it. At the moment, what I'm thinking is a lot of the content will be either video essays going into detail on things in gaming that I find particularly interesting, and then funny gameplay videos, because that's what I spend a lot of my time on YouTube watching, and I want to try making some of it. Actually, I have already made one gameplay video, which will be coming out in exactly a week, so please keep an eye out for that. I really enjoyed making that video. And then also just other random things that if I feel like I want to make, I'm gonna make. And I'm gonna make videos when I want to make videos, just because I want to, and that's really it. Personally, I'm really excited about this new direction for the channel, and I hope you are as well. So once again, thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, follow my socials, they're all linked in the description. And again, thank you for putting up with my bullshit. And this video is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends.